Hello everybody, how's it going? It's me, Crendor, and welcome to the Blood Bowl 3 review. I'm going to be talking about the good things, the bad things, and the okay things of Blood Bowl 3. And first things first, we're going to talk about how the actual menu screens and everything have been doing. And as you can tell by my offline account, they've been going pretty badly. I was trying to get into my online account. It would not load. Servers keep crashing. It won't even let me add friends. It won't even let me play against the AI because the menu screens wouldn't load. And I played a game last night and I got to like turn 6 or something, and then it auto conceded me, and my opponent got a win, and it wasn't even the person I was playing against. It said I was playing against some totally different person. So great stuff so far. But I figured, you know, these are like server issues, right? These are things to be fixed. So I'll be like, all right, maybe, you know, launch day problems. We'll go offline and we'll talk about the actual game. So I'm going to go ahead and just pick, I don't know, orcs, and we'll play against, let's see, who'd be fun to play against? Skaven, sure. Start the match and begin, because back in the betas, the game was not great. The first beta, it was like practically unplayable. The next beta was a little better, and then the last beta they did was actually pretty good. And now we have the full launch game. So obviously we got inducements, star players, mercenaries. You can see up here, team treasury, petty cash, your team value, and preparation. So I got nothing. I'm ready. And here we are. So this is how the game looks. I've heard good and bad things from people. I personally don't mind it. A lot of people have said it's a little too dim or dark, but it doesn't bother me. I think it's just the art style. I do enjoy. It's kind of like a gritty feeling. So, all right. So here we are. We have all these different options, all these different things. Got our lineup. So I'm going to go ahead, and we have the grid. So we can turn the grid on and off. I'm going to keep it on because I do like seeing the grid. We have, I believe, skills. So here's all the skills, which I do need to get used to. It's not really a negative, but, you know, a lot of the skills are different now. Excuse me, block now is like a weird hand. I got the animosity, all teammates. There's also a lot of new skills because this is the new rules edition. Passing is now a thing, the passing skill. So, you know, there's a lot of new things on top of just the upgrade to the actual game itself. So I'm going to go ahead, put some big un blockers on the line. Actually, let's put them in the middle. Here we go. It doesn't really matter. It's just a test anyway. We got, I don't know, the thrower and this. Okay, this is good enough. So one thing that's bothered me so far, this is just kind of a small fixable thing, is whenever I right click something, sometimes I accidentally twist the camera. I can't even do it right now, but I'm sure I'll do it while we're playing. So let's go ahead and turn. Ball is kicked. We had brilliant coaching. For each manager, a D6 result is added to his number of assistant coaches. Manager with the high result gains a reroll. Cool. So let's go ahead and start playing. So as you can see, it's definitely a lot smoother than what it was. I think it looks better. I think it looks a lot more like Blood Bowl 2, which is great. As you can see here, you can customize your dice, which is pretty nice. So these guys have the green dice. And if you click over, it shows who's assisting, shows +1 strength, shows these guys are marked, so they're not doing anything. So it gives you nice information about what's happening in the dice roll here. And then I've got 2 green dice. So let's go ahead and hit. And we got a stumble, or a POW block, and a both down. So I'm going to go ahead, take the POW block, and I will either follow or stay put. I will follow. And there we go. The armor roll dice and all the dice that get rolled above the players was one of the complaints I had back in the old versions in the beta. It's now much smoother. As you can see there, it actually feels like correct, I want to say. Let's go ahead and hit here. So it's just a push him, and then go here, and we push. Okay. And then I'm just gonna blitz just to blitz. Where's that? Oh. Let me, let's see. Who do I want to blitz here? Is there anybody? Okay, I've done it. I accidentally spun the camera around. So this is annoying because now I have to, like, spin the camera back. And so if I do middle mouse, you can actually do it easier. But now I've messed up my, like, top-down angle. So then I have to go to the camera tilt and retilt the camera. There might be a way to lock the camera. So if that's the case, then I'm just going to do that. I'm also going to do this, and we got him. Cool. Oh! And we broke his armor, and he rolls a 7 on the injury. So another nice thing, I'm going to take a timeout for the options menu here, is much more options. All these different options are available. You've got all these, but the main thing is game options. So now, we have limit FPS while in background, display opponent emotes, subtitles, title screen cinematic, which I actually do want to disable that. Lock mouse in window, right click, go back, all these different things. Then we have gameplay. We now have cinematics, always on armor break or never, so that's fantastic. I have on armor break. Default ball carrier sequence, standard handoff or pass. Action wheel display command, we got hold toggle. Selection mode, positional directional. Action wheel display mode, facing camera parallel to the pitch. And you can hide common actions in the wheel, hide unavailable actions in the wheel. You got a bunch of readability stuff you can look through, which is nice. That's kind of what I've always been pushing, is just the option to toggle a bunch of things on and off. And then we have the camera, which you can invert, auto follow, and it does not appear that there is a lock camera option. So I would like a lock camera option. I don't think that would be too difficult to implement, and that would be very nice. But there's a lock mouse in window option, which is actually pretty nice, so I don't go into my other monitor or something. And then you got your sound, which cinematic should be down. Sure. Okay, so pretty solid options. You know, they've improved. And now you can see at the end of the turn, it goes into your bonus time. Your bonus time is reserved, is time. Bleh, hold on, let me reread. The time reserve is used during your turn when you exceed your turn time. This reserve is not reset during the match and therefore can be used up. So at first I was kind of like, but I've actually gotten used to it. I think it is pretty nice. So that's that. I don't think, or I do think that the clock keeps running during blocks. However, so I'm just gonna go pick up the ball or not pick it up. And a classic, we don't pick up the ball. Okay, cool. Turnover. But again, you know, a lot of the dice rolls, the turnover screens, everything is much smoother, which you would expect on the launch of the game. So that is nice. And just the playability. Oh, as you can see there, you got a 1, you got a 1, so he's hurt. So again, very smooth dice there. You can go back and look at all the dice if you want, but I'm very happy with how the dice are now. So, you know, hey, props to them. Now, let's do this, okay? I want to see if I can. Okay, no. I need to pick the ball up. So this is one of my complaints. This is a small complaint. It's an ease of use thing. I don't know if this is because of the new rules or what it might be, but if you want to pass the ball or hand off the ball now, you have to declare it. So if I pick this ball up and I run over here and try to hand it off, if I did not say I declare a handoff activation, he will not be able to do it. In my mind, I think that's dumb because, like, why not just let him do it? Like, have the option to declare it if you want, but if I want to hand it off and then it uses up my handoff activation, then, like, you know, I don't see a problem in that. I guess maybe because in the new rules you have to declare something before you do it, but I don't know. It feels like in the online version it shouldn't really matter. Like, there's no, like, downside either way. It's not like if you do this and hand it off versus, like, clicking hand off, doing that, it impacts the game in any sort of way. It's not like your opponent has a counterplay to it, you know? If anything, it just makes people confused because they pick it up and they're like, oh no, I meant to do a handoff and now I can't. You know what I mean? So I do wish it was the way it was in the previous one where you have a handoff action, you have a pass action, then you just do both. But, you know, it's a minuscule thing. It's something you can get used to. So I'm just going to do a pass, pick the ball up. He has picked it up. And we're going to run up here. And I do like the new passing zones. So you can actually see where you need to go for each different tier of pass. That is really cool. And I'm just going to... where do I want to pass it? I'm going to... Let's pass it to a blitzer. Let's just run up here. And we'll pass. So I rolled a 1. We will re-roll that 1. And it's a 6 and a 5. So we are good to go. So this guy now has the ball. And I'm just going to run him up the field. Like so. Okay. Cool. Another little minuscule thing that I don't have the ability to show off in this game. But when I had stab on a player, I assumed that when I clicked on my player and selected stab, it would be down here in the selectable options, but it was not. And I was like, well, how do I use stab? And when I clicked on the guy, there wasn't a little thing that popped up like, do you want to stab? It was just, I didn't know. And then chat had to help me and be like, oh, what you got to do is you click him, then you hold down left click to bring up the wheel, and then you select stab on the wheel, and then you click the player. And that is stupid. Like, it doesn't, like, why? Why wouldn't it just show up on this little action bar that you're using most of the time anyway? You know what I mean? Or, like, just make it show up over the player's head instead of a dice. Or, like, you know what I mean? Like, it... Not once in my mind that I think, oh, I know what I need to do. Hold down left click to bring up the wheel. So I can pass, jump over, move, block, or foul. Stand up. Like, I guess if you hold down left click, you get all these wheel options. But I get that for console, but for PC, it's just... There needs to be a better PC option of like, hey, I want to stab this guy. I click here, right? And instead of showing the dice, maybe, you know, you have the... I mean, you really don't even need it. You just need it down here. Just add more actions that pop up on this little menu, right? Like, that's all you really need. I think even in the old one, it did have, like, an option to stab, and then if you didn't want to, you would say don't do it, and then it would roll the block dice. That would be nice, but I just hate the fact that I don't use this wheel for anything, and then I have to use the wheel for, like, those specialty actions. Well, again, it's like a thing I can get used to, but it's just, I feel like it's annoying because nobody's going to figure that out. Once you figure it out from the internet or other people, then you're like, okay, I understand, but it shouldn't be like that from a design standpoint. You know what I mean? But that's another fixable thing, right? And that's kind of my point so far, is that a lot of the issues I have with the game are fixable. Like the server issues, doing this, the options, like everything is server issues. But the actual core gameplay is pretty good. And that's kind of what I was hoping for, because when I played this game in the past in betas and stuff, it was kind of tedious. You know, I'm not gonna lie. I was like, I don't know if I like this. But now it feels a lot more like Blood Bowl 2. In terms of my roles and the actual gameplay. We're just gonna do a couple of these for fun. I'll probably fall. Oh, I didn't. And then let's hit this rat. Nice. But you know, the blocking feels better, the movement feels better. Just so many convenient things now feel a lot better than they did back in the beta. So that is promising. One of the things that makes me a little skeptical to like start doing leagues with Blood Bowl 3. Like, I'm still gonna do leagues. I've got these guys back here, but I don't know if I would want to do I don't know if I'd want to abandon Blood Bowl 2 fully, if that makes sense, because right now, I'll move him here. You don't have a lot of Blood Bowl 2 team or Blood Bowl 3 teams, right? And I was curious about how they're going to do the new teams, and it appears they released a path update or like an update for how they're going to do everything. So if I go to Blood Bowl 3 on Twitter, okay, they released a, if I can find it, if I can find it, if I can, okay, I can't. Blood Bowl 3, dev path, maybe? Is that what it is? Full roadmap. Okay, here it is. Anticipated sequel. Roadmap, new season system. Wait, that's not the picture I saw. Maybe it's over here? Why can't I find this? It was so easy to find the other day, and I can't find it whatsoever. But pretty much, it's a battle pass called a Blood Pass. And new factions will release every time they release an update for it. So essentially, we're going to get, I think, 2 or 3 teams this year. Let's just go score. Cool. And we've done it. Also, I don't think a lot of animations are in the game yet, because I scored with Skaven and now Orcs, and there's no touchdown animations. So that feels kind of weird, coming from the old one, where I'd always be like, they're doing their touchdown animation. And that feels like something that would be a customizable, monetizational thing, you know what I mean? Like, oh, I can buy different touchdown dances outside of the default ones, you know? Maybe that is something they're doing. Maybe they haven't added it in yet, but just curious there. Let's see. I just want to find this this like picture. Blood Bowl 3 dev. Maybe it's here. What if I search that? Developer? Blood Bowl 3. Why is it so hard to find this? Blood Pass. Sorry, this is literally me in a YouTube video just Googling. But, you know, it's relative to the video, right? Oh, here we go. I found it. Okay. Let's see. I'm gonna bring this up on the screen, actually, to make this a more professional video. Hold on. So we have image, browse. Here we go. And where is this? Desktop. Okay. So let's bring this up onto the desktop here. Here it is. So you can see we have season 1, which is May 25th. New faction, new blood pass, brand new customization, new competitive season. You have a official ladder, and improvements are in-match readability optimization. I mean, that feels like that should just be part of the game. Like, we're adding in-match readability that should just be a patch, right? Like, I guess that's what it is. I don't think you need to buy the blood pass for that, but I'm hoping that's what that is. You need to buy the blood pass to get our patches. But yeah, I think the main thing is just the seasonal content. So you're getting customization, new faction. Then in August, we get another new faction, new blood pass, more stuff, and then you get replay mode and spectator mode. Resume a game after disconnection and the pause system. Now, that does sound like that would be something you would want to add in right away, but I do remember back in Blood Bowl 2, they didn't actually add the spectator system for a while down the line. And a lot of those factions also didn't come in down the line. I think Wood Elves and Lizardmen were the first 2 added. And then season 3, you've got in November, new faction, blood pass, blah, blah. Star players, special rules, and then cross-play, updated rules from the board game. Which, again, I don't know why the board game rules are taking so long to get implemented. I thought they were already updated rules. Maybe it's like the FAQs and everything. But, you know, like, it's okay. It's nothing that makes me go like, oh my God, yes. But like, 3 new teams. So I would hope that those are like Lizardmen, maybe another elf team like Wood Elves or whatever, and then I would say maybe like a death team. A death team would be pretty cool, because I don't even, are there even any death teams right now? Like maybe the I don't know, just any undead team probably. But I mean, you know, I'm feeling good, but you know, I'm still cautiously optimistic, right? And that's kind of my review, is I am cautiously optimistic. So after all the stuff I've seen, all the stuff I've played, I would say that Blood Bowl 3 as of right now is a solid 7.5 out of 10. I think it's improved. It is now a playable game. I do think they still have some more things they need to do, but it is a playable game, and I've enjoyed my time with it when it doesn't break. And, you know, when it breaks, that's what's kind of lowering the score, is just the menu not working, the disconnects, like a lot of the issues from there, and then just a lot of little annoying things I mentioned as well. And then on top of that, just not all the teams being in, which isn't even their fault yet, because, you know, the Blood Bowl 2 had that as well. But it still is a downside, right? Like, it's a reason to keep playing Blood Bowl 2. Like, oh, I can play all the teams in Blood Bowl 2, but in this, I can't. So it is what it is. I think it will get better over time, the same way Blood Bowl 2 did. Is it worth buying right away? If you're really into Blood Bowl, then probably. If you're not as into Blood Bowl and you were waiting for this game to come out before you did get into it, I'd say wait a little bit for them to fix a lot of the issues. I think once they fix the online stuff, and once they, you know, tweak a little bit of the you know, the UI issues I mentioned, I think it'll be pretty solid. So overall, 7.5 out of 10, way better than what it was in the beta, and I think that's a good place to stop. So thanks for watching. Like, comment, subscribe, comment your opinions down below on Blood Bowl 3 and what you've thought so far, as well as the Blood Pass system. I'm curious to see what everybody's thinking about with that. And yeah, thank you for watching. I'm sure we'll do some Blood Bowl 3 League stuff. We're doing a Blood Bowl 2 season agility league right now. I'll put the link to that in the videos popping up here. And we'll see how the Blood Bowl 3 League goes when we start that up very soon. Okay? Okay. See ya.